Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, sports fans! Welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded, where we cover all of the top sports stories that have happened this past week. I am your host, Eric. Main man right over there, Ron. How are you tonight?
I'm doing all right. I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Yeah, it's a first.
I know, huh? I'm still upset, though, that I didn't get to that 20 mark for the Christmas cards lost last week.
Yeah, I mean, you're slowing down. You're slowing down. I mean, it's
Tough to get old, Eric.
I hear you, my friend. I hear you. Speaking of old, before I get into everything tonight, you know the highlight of my last month has been I bought a power toothbrush that has an LED light. Like, that's my highlight now. As I get older, I'm like, man, this toothbrush is really cool. It's got an LED light.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any highlights as good as that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That is crazy. But we are live. We are fan interactive. I don't know if my chat is working. I don't think it is. Let me see. There it is. That's different. Yes, it is. So if you are joining us live, please join the chat. Let us know what you think of all the topics we're covering, as well as if you have something you'd like to talk about tonight. We'd love to hear from you. With that, Ron, we want to take a few moments to thank those that are helping Sports Unfolded continue to grow. And we'll start with WDJY 99.1 FM in Dallas, Georgia. Thank you for the support and putting us on every Saturday at 1 p.m., as well as SECTV Public Access Channel 12. Thank you for putting us on every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. We appreciate the support here in Southeast Connecticut. And Ron, our biggest supporter now, WBOB 990. I know you have a quick snippet.
Yes, so being part of that radio station, tonight's show is brought to you by Sprout Co-working. For all your co-working needs, large or small, visit sproutcoworking.com.
Check them out. Check out the guest appearance last week, Ron, or this week on Monday. So
yes, that was fun.
That was fun. Ron in studio. I called in. So we had a good time. We had a good time with them on Monday. There in
They'll probably go back in a couple of weeks.
But with that, Ron, we've got an interesting and fun show tonight for everyone out there. I hope you're ready. I think I'm ready. You ready to party?
I cannot wait.
All right, let's go and start off with our leadoff story, and that's Joe Burrow, who will be sidelined for 3 months. Are you starting to worry about his future in the NFL?
Well, I mean, I'm not worried about it, but he should be worried about it, and so should Cincinnati and their fans. I think Joe Burrow is easily top 4 quarterbacks in the league, and I'd put him in whatever order you want: Mahomes, Jackson, and Josh Allen. I think those are the 4 best quarterbacks, but you have to at some point have a full season.
Well, the interesting thing you just said, think about it. The other 3 gentlemen you mentioned, Allen, Jackson, Mahomes, they were on the field.
They're always on the field.
This is his 3rd injury in 6 seasons. Like, this is starting to become a problem for the Cincinnati Bengals.
It is a big problem.
And you think about the money they spent, right, to keep Jamar Chase, to keep T. Higgins. They've invested a lot of money on the offensive side of the ball, but it was all based on Joe Burrow being upright and being, taking snaps. And that's not going to happen now for the next 3 months.
Yeah, and you look at the start. They finally had the start that they needed. And what does it matter at this point? Because then I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to do it.
Yeah, well, Browning's their backup quarterback. A lot of questions, again, going forward. They're saying there's a possibility he plays again this season. But again, I think it's going to depend on what their record is, where they stand. Are they in the playoff hunt? And again,
they're saying that so the players
continue to play. Listen,
wait till Joe comes back, right?
Yeah,
but Joe might not be there.
40, 30, and 1 in his career, 5 and 2 in the postseason. So obviously, when they get there, he did make a Super Bowl appearance. But again, if you start to look at this Super Bowl era and these great quarterbacks in the AFC, him not being there consistently takes the Bengals out of contention every single season now. You start to look at it. Well, they're a good team if he's able to stay healthy. What do you really have? They drop dramatically, and this opens the door for a lot of other teams.
So it's one of those questions that, is always lingering in this team because you don't know what you're going to get if he's going to be on the field a full season. And frankly, is that the season they went to the Super Bowl? Is that the only season that he played all the games?
No, he's had 3 full seasons and 3 injury seasons. So he's played in the league for 6 years. So again,
half of his career is.
And this is what I'm saying. You start to think about and this is where I said, are you worried about his future? Andrew Luck, who seemed very promising as the Colts starting quarterback, battled a lot of injuries, and I don't even think any as severe as Joe Burrow's had. And I would start to question, is Joe Burrow's career going to be cut short because of all these injuries and the fact that he can't stay on the field? And if I'm the Bengals, how much more time do I want to invest if I know every other year I may not have him as a quarterback?
Yeah, that's a big ask. And we're going to find out this year, depending on where they end up at the end of the season. I mean, is this team going to be completely out of a playoff spot? I don't know. I mean, can they hang on? I mean, it's tough not to get, some offense going when you have guys like Higgins and Chase, right? I mean, when you think about those two dynamic players, I mean, just throw the ball in their direction. They're bound to make the catch. But Joe Burrow is used to, shall I say, not having a great line. Another quarterback might not be so fortunate as to being used to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's just something that we're going to have to see if he can stay healthy consistently, because this hurts his Hall of Fame chances. Like, we were talking about this player as like the next great quarterback, and then it's been injury on top of injury. So I just
Cincinnati is a prime team for someone to make a trade with a quarterback, and I'm gonna throw it out there. Just gonna throw it out there. Shedeur Sanders. Just throwing it out there.
I could one up you, but I don't know if this is even possible because it is our next story too. But what about Tom Brady?
I didn't want to go there, but again, there's all kinds of rumors.
They are a championship caliber team with a solid quarterback, but again, it's how far do the Bengals?
The problem is the Raiders.
Yeah, and I know. Obviously, I think you would have to give up his ownership, but you start to look at it and say
that anyway. But that's another story.
Yeah, we'll wait for the next start. But I will say this too, Ron. If you start to look at those top quarterbacks, does this move Herbert up over Burrow? Does this start to give you a different sense of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league?
It does. It makes me hesitant on, like, if you're picking 4th or if you're picking 4th overall, starting from scratch, and Jackson, Allen, and Mahomes are already gone, do I want to pick Joe Burrow? I want to, but I'm not going to. So we can put it that way. Who I pick, I don't know. It could be Herbert. I mean, it might be somebody else. I don't know.
You start to how far down. So let me mention this as well. We've done a lot of shows at this point.
Yeah.
And normally we'll do some stats. I've never seen a player that I can recall being comeback player of the year twice. It's very rare. He's one of them.
Yeah.
And that's not a good sign.
No.
That is not a stat that you want to be proud of to say, hey, I was the comeback player of the year twice, which means you were hurt twice to the point where you either didn't play a good portion of the season, or again, you were out most of the season.
Yeah. So next year he'll get it a third time.
Yeah, and that's like, it's crazy. So I guess my final question, Ron, would be this. If you're the Bengals ownership, how much longer do you decide to keep Joe Burrow before you say, hey, look, we can't build a team around this guy knowing that he may not be on the field?
I'm already taking phone calls. I'm already taking the phone calls for that. And obviously, you're not going to just give him away.
No, he should come with a good.
But
good place.
I'm going to take something really good for him, and I'm going to hope that I can get that. Give me a young quarterback with a couple of first round picks, in hopes that you get somebody.
Do you trade within your division? Do you make that move and say, hey, Cleveland, you've been looking for a quarterback?
I do.
Right. And you talk about number one picks. You talk about, the possibilities of being able to retool that way. It's a shame because I think, to your point, we had him. There was debates on him, Mahomes, because he beat Mahomes, that he was the
only
best
one that was able to do it.
Yeah.
In the AFC.
Yeah. And now it's like Josh Allen's still trying to climb that mountain. Lamar Jackson trying to climb that mountain. Joe Burrow did it.
Yeah.
And now, again, here's a season that we thought was promising for the Bengals. To your point, they started off well. Right? They started off well. And you're starting to look back and go, all right, they figured some things out. And then this happened. So,
yeah.
Would you bring him back this season if you're close?
If I'm close, I probably do if he's ready. If he's not ready, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, turf toe, really?
They even said they might have to delay the surgery because of the swelling. So
this is just unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I would start to worry. I wouldn't bring him back. I wouldn't bring him back unless it's a sure shot. You're in the postseason. I don't bring him back because to me, he could get another injury that carries into next season.
Absolutely.
So don't bring him back.
Well, it is Achilles.
Yeah. All right, Ron. Great talk. Let us know out there. Are you worried about Joe Burrow's future? If you're joining us live, let us know. How scared are you that Joe Burrow's career could be affected by all these injuries? But there's another guy that had a very long career, Ron, and that was one Mr. Tom Brady. But there's been some talk lately about him and what he's doing in the booth as an owner. So we're going to talk a little bit about, should the NFL start to do something about Tom Brady in the booth as an owner? So obviously he has the gig with Fox, and he does, Sunday's prime game or game of the week, whatever the game of the week. But now there's talk. He was in the booth last week with a headset on, talking to either a defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator. is there a conflict based on the fact that he will be interviewing some of these teams, coaches for his TV job? And now he's in a booth.
I remember us talking about this last year, or maybe earlier this year. Might have been earlier this year when, this is his second year, correct?
As an owner, yes.
Okay, so it was
Oh,
last
as a
year.
broadcaster, yes.
So I remember talking about this, and I didn't find it. It didn't matter to me. But at that point, that minority ownership was really minority, and he didn't have anything to do with anything.
He wasn't wearing
But
Raiders gear and going to practices, and yeah.
he's been involved a lot. And being involved a lot, I don't think he should be in the broadcast booth. Because there are too many things that you could take advantage of.
The name Tom Brady comes with controversy. We know it very well here in New England. There was several controversies that he was involved in. I'm not saying he did it or didn't do it. But at the same time, as an owner for another team, you start to question some of these things and say, wait a minute. I don't want him interviewing my coaches, looking at game film, watching practices, because if my team is playing him later in the season, to me, that's an advantage for his team, for the Raiders, who are claiming that.
I'll actually go further than that, Eric. If he's talking and interviewing players, what's to stop him from saying, "Oh, next year you should come to Las Vegas and play for us," while they're under contract, and if they're a free agent at the end of the year? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There is a fine line right there. And he could say it just jokingly. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. You have to really, really toe the line as a broadcaster with Tom Brady as also an owner. There's
too much involved in this.
It is, and he's been very involved in all the team structure.
Yeah,
and it's too much.
I spoke to a Raiders fan today. One of my coworkers, a Raiders fan, and he said he doesn't like it. He thinks this is a wrong image for his team to have Tom Brady in a booth as an owner with a headset on. It doesn't look good for the NFL. The NFL is trying to basically, throw this under the rug by these coaches that they're asking. They asked Ben Johnson, who the Bears will play the Raiders, I think, in a few weeks. Oh, it doesn't bother me. If Tom Brady's doing the game before his Raiders game, he's gaining an advantage. And you can't tell me he doesn't go back to Vegas and say, hey, by the way, when they're in this formation, this is what they like to do. Or on defense, they're going to play it this way. And then him to be in the booth actually communicating that to a coordinator, it's not right. And if he's saying he's not, it's Tom Brady. You still have to have that doubt in your mind that it's happening.
Yeah, and frankly, we both know that all these teams try to get an advantage no matter what.
100%.
And so all these teams are doing it. Now, it's concerning, like the whole way around, to be honest with you. I mean, if they restrict him for like going to practices, which there's a lot of the talk about how he's restricted doing stuff, but it's Tom Brady. Who's going to even question it if he strolls out onto the field? It's Tom Brady. Nobody questions it. The opposing team questions, because they're always trying to get an advantage. And by saying something, it makes a difference. But, nobody really knows the rules on all of this situation because,
it's never happened.
It's not the norm.
Yeah, it's never happened.
I mean, when Romo left Dallas,
he didn't become an owner. He's not
He
an
didn't
owner.
become an owner.
He's strictly an analyst. He does TV.
And frankly, I think Tony Romo is fantastic at it too.
When he first started, I think he's starting to get a little cutesy too. But at the end of the day, look, like I think Tom's improved as an analyst. Like, but it's still got a question: Is he gearing this? Is he gearing this up to help benefit his team?
If this was the stock market, he'd be busted for insider trading.
Right? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. The fact that the league is doing nothing about it is, I think, more concerning than anything else. I don't expect Fox to say, "Hey, look, Tom, we're letting you go," because they have a lot of money invested in Tom Brady.
Yeah,
they're not giving up. They'd be what?
Yeah, if they fire him, he's still going to get paid.
Yeah, almost $400 million. He's probably owed. Like, no, sorry. If I'm the NFL, hey, you can't be on the sideline during games. Can't be on the sideline. I don't know what to tell you. Like, unfortunately, this is going to be part of the process. Or you can sit in a booth.
Can't be on sidelines. Can't be in the locker rooms. Yeah,
can't have a headset on. What do you need a headset for? Like, you start to wonder, like, what was he listening? Was he listening? Was he communicating? What was he doing on that headset? If he's going to have a headset, then to me, the NFL should be able to have an open mic to what's being communicated. And that's the only way I could see this thing working, is that if they have an NFL official who's listening to what he's saying while he's got a headset.
It's like you don't know what anybody is saying over those headphones.
You don't.
know? And it's like you could have a spotter, in the stands.
Michigan over here. We're gonna go Michigan.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's happening, but it's true. I mean, do you believe anybody in the front offices of NFL teams?
We know teams are still taping. I don't care. We know teams are still trying to get it.
Of course they are. Some groundskeeper is there with a hidden cam. Come on.
But he has full access. That's the part of it that's going to be question, is he has full access to these teams. He's part of his job is to go into these locker rooms and talk to the players, talk to the coaches, watch practices. He's getting inside information without even having to do anything that's not legal. He doesn't have to put a camera up and try to spy or plant a mic in a locker room or all these other crazy things that people said New England did. All he has to do is show up for work. He shows up, punches the clock, and then says, okay.
He might not be doing anything wrong.
He may not, but it's the impression.
He may not be doing anything wrong, but the look is not good.
Ron, you walk by a bank when it's getting robbed, and you're just standing there looking at it. The cops are going to come and question you and say, why were you just standing here?
Yeah.
You didn't rob the bank. You probably had nothing to do with it, right? But I hope not, because that one might be the end of Sports Unfolded. But anyway, if you're looking at this and saying, Tom, you're in the booth. You've got the headset on. Raiders maybe negative play right after he put the headset on. Would you not start to question it and say, was that some inside information? Did he talk to a player about something? Did he see something in a practice? You'll start to question every single thing that happens. Hey, how did they know this was going to be a flea flicker? Well, Tom Brady was at the practice last night.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you were a little off on that analogy. I could have been walking by the bank with a ski mask on. I didn't rob the bank, but because I had a ski mask on.
It was cold. It was August. Cold. It was August. Yeah. Who doesn't wear a ski mask in August? Come on.
I actually saw somebody with a ski mask on a few weeks ago. I think it was like the last week of August. And he had a ski mask on, and I'm like, what is this guy doing?
Yesterday, I had a guy behind me, and I look in my rearview mirror, and he had put it on the headrest. It's a ski mask on the headrest. And I'm looking at this thing like, is that a real person? It took me like 3 or 4 times to look like, is this guy going to rob somebody? Like, there's a ski mask in the back. The guy's
No,
driving.
it must have been the carpool lane.
I guess so. Maybe, I don't know what it was, but it freaked me out a little bit. I mean, I think the NFL has to react to this and do something, because I just see this in a year from now becoming it's going to become a bigger problem, especially if the Raiders start to do well, and all of a sudden it's teams that Tom Brady's done games for. That's where you start to question it. Like, hey, if he's doing a game,
the conspiracy theorists are out there
I wouldn't doubt it, though.
Bounce on this one.
Come on, like, seriously, the Raiders beat Kansas City. He's probably going to do a Kansas City Chiefs game. He's doing a Chiefs game.
You know what I don't understand, Eric? Through all this time that he's been this part owner, how can the Raiders organization allow Tom Brady, Tuck Rule, to be part owner in this franchise after Tuck Rule?
It's called desperation. They are a team desperate to change that culture, and they think Tom Brady's the guy to do it. Tom Brady was a remarkable player, one of the best to ever do it. That doesn't mean he's the best owner ever. Like, that's not like, it doesn't work that way. That's not how this thing works.
He is if he has inside information.
I know, right? Hey, what do you think? Do you think he knew he was going to get the Raiders job or the Raiders ownership, and he says, "I'll get a job at Fox"? Prior to, so it was like, it all looks like it's legit. Like, oh yeah, look, he's going to Fox. I didn't know about the Raiders, and he knew all along he was going to do this.
To me, you had to have known by the time
it
had to be in the works already.
Ron, he's in the AFC West, his team. The Chargers, one of the top teams in the league. The Chiefs, regardless if they're 0-2, are considered a top team in the league. The Broncos are considered a contending team in the league. He's going to do their games. How does that legitimately seem right for any organization to feel comfortable now having Tom Brady in the booth?
I don't know if
in those games, right? Crazy. All right. If you think Tom Brady should be, I don't know, banned from the booth or have to lose his Fox job, let us know in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. But let's talk, Ron, a little more NFL and games of interest.
You know what the Fox says.
What do you think games that people should watch this week, Ron?
You don't like that one, Eric? I'm surprised at you. Surprised. So I have 5 of them on my list.
I do too. 5. Wow.
So I will let the big ones go at the end.
All right.
And I don't know, for some reason, I thought Las Vegas at Washington would be an interesting one.
No Jaden Daniels, right? He's out now.
What is going on?
It's not quarterbacks, man. Dropping like flies.
I think all this protecting the quarterback stuff has made quarterbacks soft in my book. They used to get tagged and they'd get up and go back on.
It's been discussed.
Injuries like this.
Yeah, it's been discussed. Maybe they are a little too soft now. No, it's a good call. I have a couple interesting ones. What about the Bengals at the Vikings now? No Burrow, no J.J. McCarthy. Both these teams.
That's right. They're both injured.
Right. So both of these teams were actually considered playoff.
Wait, who's starting for Minnesota?
I don't remember.
I don't even know who their backup is.
I'll tell you in a second here. Hold on. But if you look at it, to me, it's interesting because the loser of this team could go on a pretty significant losing streak if these obviously Burrow's out, but
but JJ McCarthy will be back in there.
Oh, that's right. Weeks. Carson Wentz this week.
Oh, that's right.
Carson Wentz. Right? So Minnesota could go on a downward spiral if they lose this game. Gonna work. And one other one before you go to your next one. What about the Chiefs at the Giants? Both 0-2.
The Giants, nah, don't like that.
Both 0-2. The Chiefs need to win this game. The
Giants, but
and the Giants, who really have played competitively, you may start to hear some rumblings again about
that
Daboll.
defense is pretty good.
But this is where they actually threw up 30-something points against Dallas. Russell Wilson's playing pretty good right now. But there's a shot that they could beat the Chiefs and knock the Chiefs to 0-3.
Could you imagine?
What are those
I would have
headlines?
never thought that.
Right? That's why I say it's an interesting game. We think the Giants are out of it. I thought Dallas was going to kill the Giants. It took them overtime.
Yeah, I know. I like the Arizona-San Francisco game, battle for first place.
Purdy may play.
I mean, Arizona 2-0.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. I told you they let him go too soon. I would have kept him in the fold.
Yeah, I don't know. I also have the Lions at the Ravens, which you have down there, right? Of course. I think that's, again, both these teams 1-1. There's still questions with Detroit. Ravens need to stay kind of in this mix because Buffalo looks like they're going to be close to maybe one or two losses.
This is just wonderful news for Buffalo Bills because they start 3-0 and everybody's now chasing them. If Buffalo gets that number 1 seed, that's big because they need to be at home.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially if you're playing Kansas City in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I'm not ruling them out yet.
You can't, obviously.
But Baltimore, if they go to 1-2, then you start looking, it's like they're not going to get that top seed.
Yeah.
They're going to have to struggle just to get in. And then if Detroit goes 1-2, people are going to start talking.
And Green Bay, right, looks like a team that is going to take that division. Detroit wants to stay close as possible. So
yeah.
No.
So that's going to be interesting.
I'm sure you have. I see the other two up there. So
yeah, Denver and the LA Chargers. That should be a great game. If Denver can win this one, they even it up at 2-1. But if the Chargers win this, they kind of have a stranglehold early.
Yeah,
if they go 3-0,
I think the Chargers. Look like the team to beat. I agree. I think the Chargers have everything to gain and so much to lose if they don't win this game. And to me,
same old,
right?
Or...
Exactly. Is this the year they finally look like a team that's going to take the division? Yeah. You may have an 0-3 Kansas City Chiefs and you're 3-0. That looks pretty good for your odds of winning the division. But you have to play them again. Yeah, you got to beat these teams. And then obviously the Rams at the Eagles, a rematch of the postseason matchup. Yep. And the Rams were the only team to play Philly close in the postseason.
Yeah,
a lot of talk about the tush-push rule and the officiating, probably looking at it a lot more closely. I saw some offsides by the offensive line. I think they're going to call it more. That takes that play maybe out of Philly's arsenal. That changes the complexity of this game because I think the Rams can put up points. Philly has not proven they can throw the ball this season. The Rams could sneak out a win here.
They could. Look, I think they're good both defensively and offensively to make this a possibility for them to win this, right? I mean, you're talking their receiver, Nakua. Look, he's fantastic. I mean, he's already, in my book, one of the best receivers in the league, and, when you have the skill set on that defense like the Rams have, the Rams are in a better position to stifle the Eagles. And let me tell you, this is going to be a gauge for the Rams because I think depending on what happens in this game, they can just go out and get another player that they need to go somewhere that you're lacking if you happen to lose this game.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be. I think the Rams are the dark horse for the NFC this year because I think they're better than what people are giving them credit for.
Agreed. And this will be a litmus
Stafford
test
is
for
not
them,
so bad, right?
No, and we thought his back's probably worse than our backs, and he's still slinging them. So I don't know,
Still
man.
slings it.
Any other games? Did we cover them all?
I think I got all the ones that I was interested in.
All right, no New England, Pittsburgh, no.
I know I didn't have that one on there, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Aaron Rodgers in New England, we always love it when he comes up this way.
Because, I mean, that defensive
Steelers'
line is
defense
pretty good
has been
for the
horrible.
Patriots.
Yeah, and the defense for Pittsburgh, not too good. Not too good. So they could, I mean, you never know. All right, Ron, let's move on to our starting five. Our starting five segment tonight, current NBA coaches. So they have to be active coaches. Our starting five. You are first this week.
Is not going to be the same.
You never know. Let's start off, Ron, with your honorable mentions.
All right, so I have 4 of them.
Are you serious?
But 2 of them are... Actually, 3 of them are... I put Joe Mazzulla on there as an honorable mention just because he has a 7.40 win percentage. But it's with the All-Star Celtics. So take it for what it's worth. You know, but it's nice to have a Boston guy up there, you know. I also put what's his name? Brown from the New York Knicks.
Mike Brown.
He's got a pretty good record, 599 win percentage in the regular season. You know, I think 454 wins deserves to be in there. I don't know how he's going to do with this Knick team because it was designed to be with a different coach. So who knows, right? I think they'll still do okay. They'll still win some games. I don't think they're going to the championship. And I also had, who I don't think is a good coach, but the numbers say that he is, and that's Doc Rivers. I think he's just so overrated because this guy only goes with all-stars. He doesn't get a team that has to start from scratch.
If that's your theory, then Phil Jackson's an average coach.
Yeah, well, look, I have my thoughts on Phil Jackson too. You know, it's easy to coach when you have Michael on your team. It's easy to coach when you have Shaq and Kobe on your team. It's easy. I'm sorry. I think he's overrated. Period.
Wow. You may start some controversy just with that.
It wasn't him that controlled Dennis Rodman. It was Michael. So anyway.
You have any more honorable mentions?
So those guys are, you know, they're... Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So really my one honorable mention is Jason Kidd. He is my number 6 out of all of these guys.
Okay.
And, you know, he's barely over 500. But the man did have to have, like almost beginner teams at some spots, I should say. So he's had to go through, you know, the rebuild and stuff.
Okay.
So Jason Kidd, my number 6.
Number 6. All right. My 2 honorable mentions. Ime Udoka with the Rockets. I loved what he did in Boston. You saw him do the same thing and turn the franchise around in Houston. I think he's a good coach right now. And then a guy that doesn't get a lot of credit, but you got to think about, he's won a lot. Rick Carlisle with the Pacers, honorable mention for me. He finds ways to win, and he does it in different ways with different styles of teams. So I've always liked Rick Carlisle, so he made my honorable mention. But that brings us to our starting 5, Ron. So at number 5, who do you have?
At number 5, Mark Daigneault
From the
from
Oklahoma City
OKC.
Thunder.
Yes.
Already in your top 5. Okay.
Already. And here's why. Because he got this team when they were all young. Okay. And I think he had a big part in developing some, quite a few of these players, to be honest with you. So for that reason, I put him in there at number 5. I think game plan has been very, very well done, especially after losses. And the development of the young players, I think SGA is a given. He has that talent. That's that. But the other guys, I think, developed.
Okay. All right. At number 5 for me, the man has the most current wins in
Yeah, I
the
couldn't do it.
NBA.
Couldn't do
I
it.
went Doc Rivers.
I couldn't do it.
587 win percentage. His playoff numbers, though, he's just over 500
Yeah,
at
I couldn't do it.
504. And he does have the one championship with Boston. So I put Doc Rivers at number 5.
Yeah, I
He
couldn't
still
do that.
wins. You can't deny that. You can't deny
I
he
can
wins.
deny it.
He
He only
wins.
follows. He is like the LeBron of coaching. They follow dream teams.
But-
It's true.
all right. Who do you have at number 4?
He's chasing. Number 4, I have Udoka. I put him there. I think he's fantastic. This guy, I mean, look what he did for Houston this past season. I mean, night and day, that team from a season ago. And I think he's a fantastic coach. He was fantastic in Boston. Just don't put him around the owners or any of the front office, wives.
All right.
The Christmas card lost, I'm sure.
All right. At number 4 for me, I had Tyronn Lue. Again,
Yeah,
a
I thought about him.
592 win percentage, 362 wins in his career, 582 in the postseason, Ron. So when he gets there, he does do well. And he did have that one championship with LeBron, and that's never easy to do. So for the fact that
maybe he's one that I left off. I mean, he should have been
Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue. So 3 for you, Ron.
Number 3 for me is Carlisle. I think he's a great coach, and he's another guy that goes through the rebuilds too. So he doesn't only get the star players on his teams; he has to go through those rebuilds. And for him to have his record 536 win percentage, he's 7 away from 1,000, and I think he's a fantastic coach. Fantastic. What he did this season was incredible.
Yeah. Okay. No, very good. At 3 for me, I had Eric Spoelstra. Miami, 579 win percentage, 787 wins, Ron. That's not too bad. 570 in the postseason, does have 2 championships. Miami's always in the mix in the postseason. They're always around. So no matter what the talent was, he loses LeBron, D Wade, he still found ways to get those teams into the postseason. So I went Eric Spoelstra at number 3. Which brings us to number 2, Ron.
Number 2, I have Steve Kerr.
Ooh, okay.
I couldn't put him at number 1 after what he did to Jason Tatum. No, not going to happen. Yeah, it's for spite. Number 2, Steve Kerr.
He may never be the same, Ron, after this. Thanks. You really showed him.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's tough.
Okay. All right. At number 2 for me, I had Joe Mazzulla. You can't deny 740 win percentage, 660 in the postseason. He did win a championship. So to me, Joe Mazzulla has to be the second best coach in the league.
I think this year is going to tell us a lot. And we talked about this.
Yeah,
as
100%.
Well.
This will see if he's a real coach now.
If he can win with this team.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
And I think he can. Look, they're not going to be as potent as they were with Tatum, Porzingis, and Drew Holiday. I mean, that's a lot taken off of a roster. but I think this team is still going to be good. And I think they're going to be top 3 or 4 teams in that conference.
In the East. Okay. All right. Love to hear. Who do you have at number 1?
I have Eric Spoelstra.
Okay.
I think, look, because he goes through it with roster changes and stuff, this guy still wins. He still wins. How do you bring a team led by Jimmy Butler all the way to the championships, right? How do you do that? Like, Jimmy Butler is like a number 2.
Yeah. They're not a bio. Yeah, no, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this guy still, I count him out all the time. But Miami is still in the thick of things no matter who's on that roster. And I think that's a credit to his coaching. And I think, he doesn't have, what Kerr has.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have Steph Curry and Draymond and all these guys that just keep showing up and doing the job. He's always losing players, and he comes out of it still with a playoff team all the time.
All right.
I
had Steve Kerr at number 1, 648 win percentage, 567 wins, 684 postseason win percentage, 4 championships. But this is where I disagree with you. I think it's harder when you have superstar players to get them to win. So if you think about it, Kevin Durant, since he's left Golden State,
has done nothing.
These teams have failed.
No, believe me, I actually think he's the best coach, but I wasn't giving him it.
I get it, but that's where I say, too, the Phil Jackson thing. Yes, he had Michael, but Michael didn't win until Phil Jackson. So he figured out a way to get.
I get it, but
I like Doug Collins. I thought he was a good coach, but he couldn't get Michael over the top, whereas Phil could. Sometimes these great coaches with these great players, it's harder to get them to buy in. And if you can as a coach, then you're successful. Kerr's proven that to me.
Look, Kerr to me has one superstar. That's what he's got. And he wins with that one superstar. And Steph Curry makes other players better. Just his presence on the court makes other players better. So, Draymond is not like, oh my God, the talent of Draymond. He's not dropping 25 points a game. He's not doing 22 rebounds a game. But he's a role player. And he's part of this big 3 that when you start analyzing it, it's really not a big 3. It's a big 1.
You're a big one.
It's a big 1. But Steve Kerr does make this team have a championship caliber squad every year because of his game planning. It is better than everybody else's.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was our starting 5 for tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. That was pretty good. Let us know if you agree, if you're joining us live. But we're going to continue this NBA talk, Ron. And how excited are you about the NBA possibly expanding to Europe and creating a new NBA European League? They're saying possibly by 2027, 2028. The NBA and FIBA would join together on this venture to create a 16-team, possibly a 16-team league with clubs such as Real Madrid, Istanbul, and Barcelona as part of the new league. How excited are you? I mean, I know you're pumped. I know you're holding this emotion back right now. You're so excited that the NBA is going to do this that you don't even know how to contain it.
Okay. How do I even want to do this without completely wrecking their dreams? First of all, if I'm Europe, I'm like, why do we need you, NBA? Why do we need you? We have leagues right now, and let me tell you, half the players in your league has our players.
Oh, vice
Why
versa.
do we need the NBA? That's the question I would be if I'm all of Europe. We've already got this established. We've already got a league. We do not need you. Now, with that being said, why? Why would anybody in the United States care if they start a league in Europe? Because it's not going to change one thing. It'll just be called NBA Europe. That's the
Yeah.
only difference to the whole thing.
We're not
It'll
watching
still
it
have
now.
the same players.
Yeah, we're not watching it now. 1 out of every 6 player in the NBA currently is from a European team. So they're making their way to the NBA. I get it. But at the same time, Ron, I don't know if you remember this small little league for the NFL, who is considered the powerhouse of the United States when it comes to sports and television. NFL Europe was a thing. It didn't do well. It does better when it does these games in London twice a year, in Germany or wherever else they do.
Nobody cares.
The NBA currently has a league called the G League that nobody cares about. I am not watching a European league because it has the name NBA attached to it. Because again, these to me are G League players. You're very rarely going to see a player that stands out enough to say, wow, this guy is going to the NBA. If it was Wembanyama, you think he's going to go to the Europe NBA League or the NBA if he had a decision? He's going to the NBA. So these players that are that good aren't going to this league.
No.
So we're watching, again, B talent.
You know who's going to be over there? I'm going to tell you. I think it's a conspiracy because LeBron deep down knows that his son sucks. And he's going to go and star in the NBA Europe League. And that's going to be the guy that does it.
Oh, boy.
That's what it's all about. Finding a home for Bronny.
I just think these leagues are trying way too hard to listen. You want to have some games over there. You did it in Paris with Wemby. You know what I mean? You could do these Spain things and some of these.
Get him? Get him hurt.
Yeah. So I just think, like, if I'm,
I hate it.
If I'm the NBA, this is the
what? $14 billion isn't enough for you, so you want to go rake in all of Europe's money? Get out of here, okay? They do not care about the United States at all. They don't care about you. Yeah. You know what I mean? They have their league. It's already doing wonderful, right? So what do they need the NBA for? Yeah. Nothing. They don't care.
I'm tired of these. We're going to expand. We're going to put things everywhere. Like, stop. Just stop. I mean, I cannot stand the games in London for the NFL because I don't feel right at 9 a.m. having to watch football if it's my team. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
They never put them in the league, have a team there. It's the biggest mistake ever.
So horrible. All right, Ron. So I think we're both in agreement. If we're still on the air in 2 to 3 years and this is a thing, well, I'm sure we'll talk about it then.
Oh, we'll be on.
All right. With that, let's move on to some Major League Baseball. The season is winding down, Ron. What are some of the things you're looking for down the stretch here in the postseason? Poor Mr. Met over there in the hospital. He's hurting. He's flailing.
He's on life support.
I have a friend actually at the game tonight, and they're playing the Nationals. I hope they win. But yeah, I mean, again, they're struggling.
Well, I got to tell you this, Eric. I'm a little more confident in the Mets than the Red Sox right now.
Red Sox, game and a half, right?
Oakland A's. They can't even beat them.
Game and a half. The Guardians are hot. Guardians just climbing up very slowly, knocking on that door. Can Boston hold on? I think that's something we're going to watch for this week.
Boston has to play Detroit and Toronto to end the season.
Yeah.
They're going to get swept.
Who do the Guardians have? Do we know? Let's look that up.
It doesn't even matter. Probably the Royals.
Oh, man. Come on, buddy.
The Royals in Oakland, probably. And they'll beat the Oakland A's. The Red Sox can't, but I don't know.
I don't like this attitude from you, buddy. I think you've got to be, if you don't bring the positivity how are they going to have that positivity? They can do this, buddy.
They've lost like 9 out of the last 10, I think. I don't know. It's been bad. It's been bad.
All right, you ready? Let's see. We've got. Oh no, maybe not. They got Minnesota for 4 games, Detroit and Texas.
Well, Texas is right behind them, so
10 games left. So I mean, it's a possibility, but they have won what 7 straight.
Yeah. They're going to handle... like, Minnesota is not a good team. They traded everybody. So if they got 4 games with them, they're going to win 3 of those.
And then to your point, let's see. Boston here.
Yeah. They have, I think, a 4-game series, if I'm not mistaken, with Toronto. Could be 3.
Not what I wanted. Okay.
I mean, they only got like 9 games left, right?
That's what I'm saying. Most of these, you're like down to the final week here.
Right.
3 with Tampa, 3 with Toronto, 3 with Detroit.
Oh my God.
And Tampa's not, but you got Crochet going tonight.
Okay, so you can give them hope for 1, but I don't think they do it. I think they only win 3 more games for the season.
And then what about here in the West, AL West, the Mariners and the Astros? They're playing this weekend.
Yeah.
And they're tied right now. That's a big
series.
Right?
That's going to decide first place.
It could. Well, it should. Well, one of them's going to come out of and then Mariners have Colorado and then the Dodgers to finish it out.
Yeah, Mariners have a tough schedule, but
the Dodgers, if they've clinched, though, may not really be playing as many people.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it this way. Toronto, Detroit, and Seattle, I have as the division winners. I have New York, Houston, and Cleveland making the playoffs in the wild card spot.
I just feel like you're doing that, so you try not to jinx your team. But okay.
No, this is what I actually believe.
Okay.
So, and then if you look at that playoff picture, Seattle will win against either Boston or Cleveland. And then I think Houston would beat the Yankees.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't see anything other than that.
AL West for the ALCS.
So I would think, I could actually see Seattle and Houston winning against Toronto and Detroit. So I'm going to go out on a limb, Seattle, Houston.
Okay. All right. NL. Obviously, the biggest race is the Mets. They're up 2 games.
3 teams chasing them.
Reds and Diamondbacks are only 2 games back.
Right. San Francisco's 3. I don't think they can climb over it. I think the Mets hold on. I think they hold on.
Let's see who they're playing
now. I don't see them dropping that. I think when it comes crunch time, I think the players
got lucky.
Are just good enough.
They got Washington, Chicago, who's already clinched, the Cubs, and the Marlins. So, I mean, if they can take the 3 from Washington and 3 from Miami.
4 or 5 wins there.
Yeah. So they should get in. They should. I mean, if I'm a Met fan, though, I'm not too confident on what they're going to do.
No, I'm not confident either. But
and
if they do stay, I mean, you're looking at probably LA playing the New York Mets. It doesn't really matter anyway. LA should win that series, but you never know. And then Chicago Cubs. I'm not sold on the Cubs, and I think they lose to San Diego.
San Diego's playing some really good baseball. So,
and to me, LA and San Diego have a lot to say about this, and Milwaukee and Philly would have to play those teams. I'm not confident that Milwaukee can beat them.
Yeah, I think Philadelphia's probably got the best team in the NL.
Yeah, they'd have to play LA without, they lost that starting pitcher.
Yeah, but they're also in the tougher, division when it comes to
Yeah.
the teams that they may face. But
So
it's going to be fun. Last
LA
week of
would
the
be a great series.
yeah, we got a week left, Ron. Isn't that crazy? Week left of
Yes.
baseball, then we get into the postseason. So we'll keep you up to date next week. We'll obviously be talking a lot more about where these teams are and who maybe jumped up or made a splash here. So
I think Philly, San Diego in that.
that'd be so much
list.
fun. That'd be fun. And hopefully the next picture we have is Mr. Met actually just standing upright because we're a little concerned with Mr. Met there.
Yeah. I might go visit him down there in New York.
All right. That's all right. You're all right. You're a good guy there. All right, Ron. With that, let's move on to our split decisions.
Oh, no. I don't have split decisions.
Okay.
Wait a minute. They might be able to upload one real quick. Go ahead.
So our split decision segment, basically, we give each other two more likely scenarios, and we have to make a decision based off of that. Ron, you are first this week with our split decisions, so we'd love to hear from you.
Just up there right now.
All
right. So my first split decision is: what is more likely to get better ratings in 2026?
Next season.
The World Cup,
Okay.
the Olympics,
Ooh.
or the NFL draft? And that is just in this country, not any other country, just in this one.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Wow, that's a tough one. I mean, you want to say the NFL just because of just what it does. But I think it loses steam because of it's usually the first day, maybe a little the second day. Nobody cares about the third day. They just don't. Or the fourth. I think they got 4 days now. So I'm tempted to say NFL, but this is probably one of the hottest ones you've ever done. Because again, the Olympics are in LA, so it's in America. You know there's going to be some, but I don't think as many fans like the Olympics as much as you have as many fans wanting to see soccer. So I think I'm going to go World Cup. And I just think it's the World Cup based on the fact that I think you have a bigger base of fans. Some people don't care about whatever. It's going to badminton, horse race, whatever they do in summer sometimes.
Wait, is it Summer Olympics this year?
Yes.
I thought it was winter.
No, it's summer.
Wait, are you sure?
Yeah. Because you remember
You're
they're
not
doing.
sure, are you?
I am.
Because the NHL is doing it, so it's Winter Olympics.
28, I thought was the winter.
Is it 2028?
Yeah.
Now I'm confused.
Oh, it is winter. Yeah, you are right. Why are they doing it in LA? Oh, it's 28 LA. Oh, that changes my whole thing. Why do I think the Summer Olympics was okay? So 28 is the summer. So this one's in Milan.
Milan or something like
so
that.
I'm definitely going World Cup. I thought this was the one in LA. Okay, that's why. Yeah, you're right. I'm going World Cup, no doubt.
I'm like, wait, it's in LA?
Yeah.
It's like
so much I'm interested in the Olympics. You see, I'm so interested in the Olympics. All right, Ron, your first split decision. Which is more likely? Cal Raleigh, he's got 56 home runs, hit 60, or Kyle Schwarber passes him in home runs for the season. He's got 53. So Raleigh needs at least 4 to get to 60. Schwarber needs 3 to tie, 4 to pass.
I like Kyle Schwarber, but I think Cal gets it.
Cal Riley gets 60 home runs.
That lineup is too potent right now.
He's on fire. Did you see he broke Griffey or tied Griffey's records for most home runs for Mariner?
Yeah.
Cal Raleigh. Interesting story. Fun story this year with him.
Yeah.
I mean, next year we find out he's juiced. He's juiced.
I hope it's not juiced.
Yeah, I'm sure. He figured it out. But all right. Sure, so you're going Cal. All right. All right. Your second split decision.
All right. Which NFL 2-0 team is more likely to not make the playoffs? Tampa Bay, San Francisco, Arizona, or Indianapolis?
I think this is pretty easy, believe it or not. I'm going to go Arizona because I think they're overachieving. But I would say 1B for me would be San Francisco because I see a lot of injuries happening. Purdy's already been out. Not sure he's going to be back this week. And even if he is he 100%? So I would go Arizona, San Francisco next. I think Indianapolis is going to win that division because I don't think Houston's that good. And then Tampa Bay, that division is absolutely garbage. They probably already won the division by being 2-0. So, I mean, realistically.
Hey, Atlanta did pretty well.
They 1-1, but yeah. I got a lot more faith in Baker right now, believe it or not.
I do have more faith in Baker than all of these teams.
Yeah.
I think you're right, to be honest with you. San Francisco and Arizona. I actually think that neither of them will make the playoffs.
Yeah, I could see that. That's why I said 1A, 1B.
I think the Rams are going to win that division.
Oh, without a doubt. But again, I don't. And then I think San Francisco is going to struggle with injuries, which will lessen their win total. And I don't think anybody believes Arizona's really 2-0. I think it's just a mirage that at some point they come back down.
Although, what's his face there? Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, but I don't know. All right, Ron, I'm glad you brought up wide receivers. So which wide receiver is more likely to finish the season with more yards? Malik Neighbors, who has 238, Jackson Smith and Jigba, who has 227 yards, CeeDee Lamb, who has 222 yards, or Puka Nacua, who has 221 yards. So they're all separated by about 17 yards. Who's going to be the number one wide receiver in yards? If these four guys are the
that's a good one. All right, so we have Neighbors and Jigba,
Lamb,
Nacua.
and Nacua.
And who's the other one?
Lamb, CeeDee Lamb. 1, 2, 3, and 4 currently in the NFL.
I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb.
Ooh.
I think, offensively, I don't think Dallas misses anything on that, right? I think Dallas is very good offensively. Defensively is going to be their problem. I mean, they couldn't even contain the Giants. So,
Okay.
So I'm going to say CeeDee Lamb. I think he does it every day. And after I saw him play in that opening game, it impressed me. So I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb.
All right. I'm going to disagree and go Neighbors. I think Neighbors.
Pretty good.
He's impressing me. He is going to be a hell of a player.
There's been a few receivers that have impressed me, but there's a couple of them that you didn't put on that list.
We draft well New England, so that would have been nice to have a right. Anyway.
Oh, we always get the best receivers.
Always. Top notch. All right, Ron, let's move on to some NHL talk and your Boston Bruins. How concerned are you with David Pasternak's injury? Even though it's before the season, they said he may miss a little bit of time in training camp.
Yeah, a little bit of time. It's tendinitis. I mean, personally, if he has an injury, it should be the back because he's always carrying the team.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, I'd be concerned about Pasta wanting out. That's where I'm worried. I think Pasternak is fine.
So you want to take out Pasta?
Maintenance.
Take out Pasta?
Maintenance.
I will say this, Ron. This is where it would concern me. they're trying to build something, right? Marco Sturm, new coach, chemistry. Your top player now is out. And here's a guy who predominantly doesn't get hurt or plays through injuries. He played in all 82 games for the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you're trying to build a culture of toughness and guys out there and playing every single day, and I'm not saying, I know it's early in the season and at camp, and I get it. But I would also say this: Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf for the Pittsburgh Steelers are struggling at the beginning of the season. You know why? Because there's no chemistry. They didn't practice much together. They didn't play in preseason. David Pastrnak is going to decide how the Boston Bruins perform this season, because he needs to be at the top of his game and get all these other players involved. If he's out early, and I didn't like Sturm's reaction to it, that, well, this gives the kids a shot or an opportunity to grow and learn some stuff. I don't want those kids in the game. I want Pastrnak.
I actually disagree with you, Eric.
Okay.
And first of all, Pastrnak is going to be on the line with Geeky. It could be Lindholm or Zaka at center. Both of those players did spend some time with Geeky and Pastrnak, so I'm not worried about the them playing together, and I think they'll be fine. Now, I don't think they played much in the preseason last year, and believe me, last season was bad most of the way around, but not from Pastrnak. So he barely played in any of those games last year, so I'm not really concerned about that either.
Okay.
I do, however, love the fact that he's trying to get these young players some time, and I'm really upset that the Bruins didn't do that last year, giving players like Lettieri and players like that more playing time at the end of last season was so dumb. It really stunted the growth of a lot of players like Patra, especially. He should have been in that lineup every single game, not those scrubs that they knew they weren't keeping. So when those players are going to get a shot, I like to hear that. Okay. I like to hear that, because Bruins never give forwards a chance. They never do. It's very rare.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see if that's concern.
It's not concerning to me. It doesn't matter. I think players like McAvoy and Lindholm, defensemen, do need to get some reps in because they missed most of last season. So I get it.
Yeah.
But other than that,
82 games last year, 319 shots, 43 goals, 63 assists. Plus minus is 0, so at least I take that, and 4 game-winning goals for Pasta last year. I think the Bruins are going to expect a little more this season from him, but we'll see.
Yeah, and if you see, another thing I don't like that they did, they went out and got all these third and fourth liners. It's like, you didn't really improve your team.
Yeah, those are the guys who don't need.
A big guy that he scored 16 goals. Who cares? My only hope now is that Minton, Lysell, Patra can get into the lineup and chip in 15 to 25 goals apiece. That's the only hope that Bruins fans have right now.
All right. We'll keep an eye on this as Bruins fans ourselves and see how serious this injury is. All right. With that, Ron, we're going to move on to our pick and roll.
It's time for pick and roll.
Our pick and roll segment tonight. We're on season 5, episode 38. All these quarterbacks had at least a 38 touchdown passing season in their career. And those 5 quarterbacks were Brett Favre, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and Matt Ryan. We're going to rank them from 5 to 1. Ron, you are first this week.
So is it exactly 38 or could it
Yes.
be more?
No, 38. Okay. They all
because I was like, I know there's a couple of guys
season.
that belong in here.
Yeah. No, 38 in a season. So they finished with 38 touchdown passes in a season. These are the 5 quarterbacks. You're first.
Okay. All right. So, first of all, kudos to this guy because he's not last. We love you here in New England, Matt Ryan.
We
just want to say
28-3. 28-3, buddy. Never forget.
Right. So number 5, I actually have Justin Herbert because the jury's still out. Right. I think he's a tremendous quarterback. 43-38 record so far. Just wasn't enough games for me to put him any higher than last in this category. Great numbers, 142 touchdown passes, 45 interceptions. Those are great numbers. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll take 3 touchdowns and 1 interception any day of the week.
Yeah,
right?
I think he's actually 5-0 so far this season. 5 touchdowns, no picks. So through 2 games, not bad.
I mean, he does control the ball. Look, I think he's pretty good. But it wasn't enough. The numbers just aren't there. Number 4, I have Matt Ryan, our good friend from Atlanta. So Falcon fans out there, I know, WDJY, you have a lot of Falcon fans listening to us on Saturdays. Matt Ryan has some great numbers, and we joke, about that debacle. Only because we're New England fans, right? Because if it was any other team that came back and won, I could care less. Just putting that out there.
Okay.
But it was the Patriots. So, but Matt Ryan, 124 wins, 109 losses, 62,000 plus yards. I mean, I like his number. 381 touchdowns, 183 interceptions. That's pretty good. 65.6.
Great difference, yeah.
Yeah, 65.6 completion percentage. 4 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro, 1 AP MVP, and he also got the MVP for the PFWA, whatever that is. But it's 1 MVP. He won an MVP. So great job, Matt Ryan. Pretty good player. He's a pretty good player.
He was.
I think, Atlanta just didn't have a lot of good teams.
Agreed.
All right. So number 3, I have Brett Favre, that wonderful human being that he is. 186 and 112 record. That's pretty good. I would have thought that he, would have had more wins, but 71,838 yards, 508 touchdowns, 336 picks, though.
He was a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger.
Yeah, he was a gunslinger. He had the worst completion percentage of all of these quarterbacks, 62, and it's not close.
Agreed. Yeah.
But he is a Hall of Famer. He won a Super Bowl, 11-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro. 11-time Pro Bowler is pretty good. That means, you probably didn't make the Super Bowl enough times. I'm just saying. I don't like him as a human being. I think he's a scumbag. There's another Christmas card lost, by the way. 3-time All-Pro. 3-time AP MVP, and 2 of those seasons he won the NEA and the PFWA MVPs. Mm-hmm. He did not win a Super Bowl MVP, though.
He did not. I was Desmond Howard that year.
Yes. I'm very aware of that season.
All right.
Just say it.
All right.
Number 2, another wonderful human. Not quite as bad, but Aaron Rodgers, 154 and 88 with a tie. Look how wonderful he's just gnarly. 63,399 yards, 508 touchdowns, 118 interceptions. Those are great numbers.
Yeah, they are.
Those are great numbers. 65.1 completion percentage. One Super Bowl. Not enough to be considered one of the greatest. So sorry, those folks at the 4-letter,
Network. Yeah.
network. 10-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All Pro, 4 AP MVPs, and also PFWA MVPs. 1 Super Bowl MVP. Great numbers, but show me in the postseason.
Show me the money, baby. Show me the money.
That's right. So number 1 is the guy that did show him, how to do it in the postseason. Patrick Mahomes, 89-25 record, 32,797 yards, most of them important. Look, 247 touchdowns, only 75 interceptions, 66.5 completion percentage. Puts him 0.1 behind the leader, Justin Herbert. When it's all said and done, Herbert could end up being on the top of this list.
Yeah.
So 3-time Super Bowl champion. That's more than all of the others combined. 6-time Pro Bowler, 2 All-Pro, 2 AP MVPs, and also PFWA MVP, and 3-time MVP.
The Super Bowl. So. Yes. All right, Ron. Here you go, my friend. You nailed it. You got it right. Herbert, I agree, just not enough tape yet to really. He's only 7 games over 500. So again, he needs a little more. Oh, 5 games over. Sorry, 5 games over. So a little more time there. Matt Ryan, again, good numbers. But again, he's another one that you're looking at 15 over a 500 record. So it's not like it's whole.
That's why I pointed out that he's had some really bad teams around him.
So I could see why he was 4th. 3rd, I agree with you. Brett Favre, listen, 1 Super Bowl. So it's harder to put him ahead when you got the same amount of touchdowns from Aaron Rodgers and 200 less interceptions.
Right. And that
made a big difference. And then he has 1 extra All-Pro Rodgers, 1 more MVP. So I went Aaron Rodgers at 2, which left Mahomes, again, 3 championships. And when he got there, 3-time Super Bowl MVP. So well-deserved to be at number 1 on this list. So great job. Nice job. Nice job.
That was a good one. It would be wonderful if some of those guys were actually good people,
Yeah, well, listen, can't get it all, man. Can't.
No, you can't.
Get your cake, you can't eat it sometimes. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. All right, Ron, we're going to skip our Hall of Fame voting, but we will tell the fans out there to go and get on the Sports Unfolded Sports poll page to vote. Those polls are up. Yeah, because we got predictions. We still got final thoughts and our promo segment, and we're running a little short on time now. Okay. Or we can just do it real quick.
Yes.
Congrats to Swoops and Sanders for getting in last month. And your current athletes are for the Olympics: Mark Spitz, Jenny Thompson, Matt Bondi,
Biondi.
That's
why I wanted you to do it.
Romashina and Ryan Lochte. And for the NHL, Paul Coffey, Ray Bork, Doug Wilson, Larry Murphy, and Phil Housley. Jump on the Facebook sports poll page on Sports Unfolded and cast your votes. Polls are currently open.
See, that only took a minute.
All right, good job. Let's talk predictions, my friend. Last week in our predictions, again, 5-4, 4-5, Ron. Danny 1-2, Chakra 3-5, Mickey 3-4. If you're out there live, let us know your picks. We'd love to add you to the chat, or we'd love to get some new names onto our chart. So, Ron, you are first this week. We are starting off with that big series in Major League Baseball. The Seattle Mariners at the Houston Astros. That series kicks off tonight. Best of three. Who do you have?
I'm going Seattle. I just think that lineup is just hitting so well. I mean, I don't know if they just recently got a loss, but they've won a lot in a row. It's like
Yeah,
10, 11 games or something like that. It's ridiculous.
I thought one of the best trade deadlines. Seattle made it. I love what they've done. Houston, a couple big injuries. So I went Seattle as well. I think they take at least 2 of 3 and take control of the AL West there. That's 922, Ron. We've got the Milwaukee Brewers at the San Diego Padres. Both of these teams need to continue to win. I'm going Padres, though, at home. I feel like they're going to be able to take 2 of 3 here as well.
Yeah, I went Padres, too. I think, San Diego has a way of coming up big late in the season for the past few years now. This team plays LA very well, and it would be a shame if they don't make the playoffs for whatever reason. But I got San Diego taking 2 out of 3 on this one. It means more to San Diego than anything.
All right. 921, Ron. Denver Broncos at the Los Angeles Chargers. There's a big AL West matchup. Who do you have?
I got the LA Chargers winning this one. I'm on the Herbert bandwagon right now. I think it might be a season that he breaks out. And I think that this team could actually win this division.
I do agree with you there. I went the Chargers as well. I think they know what's in front of them this year. This is the games that they need to win. They need to beat their own division, stay ahead of Kansas City. So I went Chargers as well. 921 as well. Rematch of the postseason. Los Angeles Rams at the Philadelphia Eagles. Who do you have?
I'm so torn with this one because I really feel that the Rams can win this game. But I'm going to go with Philadelphia. I just think it's if it was in LA, I would definitely take the Rams. This is a toss-up to me. And but I'm going Philly.
I went Philly as well. And the reason why I went Philly, a lot of haters. They're hearing the noise. They can't win without the tush push, all this stuff. I think it's starting to get to them. They won a Super Bowl. They want to prove that they are a legitimate contender again. So I went Philly here. 922. So Monday night, you got the Detroit Lions at the Baltimore Ravens, Ron. I still think Detroit is going to struggle with this coaching thing, even though they won. I went Baltimore here. I think Baltimore's the better team.
I went Baltimore as well. I mean, being at home and, I just think Baltimore just matches up to them, with that defensive side of the ball. And I'm not sure that, it was week 1 that is the real Lions this year or if it was week 2 because they didn't play anybody good in week 2.
Yeah.
They played a good team and they got smacked in the mouth.
So here's another good team.
And Baltimore can do that to you.
Agreed. Good analogy there, bro. This Saturday, tomorrow, we've got number 17, Texas Tech Red Raiders at number 16, Utah Utes. Yeah, the 2 Utes. So what do you have?
This is a tough one. I'm going to go Texas Tech. I just think they're going to do it.
All right. I'm going with the Utes.
But I'm not very good at picking college games, apparently.
I'm going with the Utes. The 2 Utes, 3 Utes, 53 Utes. I'm going with the Utes. At home. Also tomorrow, you got the number 9 Illinois fighting Illini at number 19 Indiana Hoosiers. even though Indiana's at home, I went Illinois here. I think they're a better team. I'm going Illinois.
Yeah, I absolutely think that Illinois is much better of a team. Indiana is not going to be ranked next week.
Ooh, all right.
Not going to be ranked.
Won't be in the top 25. All right.
I don't think it's going to be close.
Okay. All right. All right. One more, Ron. This Sunday, the Mobile One 301 in New Hampshire. We need a top 5 driver. Last week, we didn't get one, which was ended our streak. I think we had like 6 straight weeks where at least a top 5 driver. So what do you have this week to get us back on the board?
Well, I was thinking to go Bubba Wallace, who is the favorite. And he is in 8th place in the current playoffs. But I'm going Christopher Bell. I think he's taking it. I think, the way he's done it all year long. I couldn't not go with the Bell.
Go with the Bell. The Bell won last week. Guess who's had the most laps in New Hampshire the last 3 years? Christopher Bell has led the most laps. I went Bell as well.
So, wow, Bell as well.
Yeah, we're ringing the bell on this one. Ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. So that's our prediction segment. Tune in next week, see how we did. If you are live next week, join us and give us your picks as well. I'd love to get to add you to the chart.
There's a bunch of people watching now. I can't believe they're not doing it.
Ron, let us talk about sponsorship. How can all those wonderful live viewers right now find out how they can sponsor our show and get their name on audio and visual on so many different platforms?
Yeah, Eric, we have so many listeners and viewers. Look, better get on this train soon because we're going to be leaving. So all aboard. Look, 19,000 plus listeners in Atlanta, about 600 on Bob, plus about 1,000 everywhere else. Look, you should want to sponsor this show. It's a fabulous show. So you can do that. You can do that by just sending us an email. Sponsor the show. Your ad will be here. We will read the ad, so not only will people see it, but it will be heard on the audio version for Spotify, Red Circle, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, plus WDJY in Metro Atlanta and WBOB in Providence. So send us an email at ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. So, with that being said, tonight's show is being brought to you by the all-new 990 WBOB radio page. So get on there and you can find us, They offer tons of links to all your favorite shows, including Sports Unfolded and their newest show, Bryant Bulldog Sports Hour. So if you're into Bryant College in Rhode Island, that's the place to go.
Very good, Ron. Let's also thank those in our Dallas, Georgia market, 99.1 WDJY FM. Thank you for your support, as well as SEC TV, Public Access Channel 12, out here in Southeast Connecticut. Thank you for your support as well. If you'd like to continue to help us grow, again, get on those sponsorships. We will get your name out there. Plenty of eyes and ears over all of our audio platforms, all of our social media platforms, and all of our video platforms. So many different ways that your business can be seen and heard. So take an opportunity to do that. Ron, with that, my friend, we are coming to the end of our show. And with that means our final thoughts. Our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be about anything sports related. It could be about anything happening in the world today. You are first this week, my friend. Your final thoughts.
My final thought is absolutely Robert Redford. Ooh. What a legend. I mean, rest in peace, Robert Redford. This was massive. first of all, it is sports oriented because the man was in one of the best baseball movies ever made, The Natural. Such a great movie. Wow, we lost an icon. I mean, when you think of all the movies he's been in, all the President's Men, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I mean, this guy was magnificent. I mean, there's so many great movies.
Mhm.
The Horse Whisperer. I could go on and on, but we lost a big one. You know, this week, and
Yeah.
it stings. The sting.
Hey, see, no pun
It
intended.
stings. It does sting. You know, I make light of it, but 89 years old. The family,
Legend.
asked, for privacy and stuff. So, just a terrible loss for the movie industry and entertainment as well. So, sorely going to be missed. That's for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah. No. Well said. Rest in peace. So I have two. My first is a pitching legend retiring, announced his retirement. Clayton Kershaw. I know there's been some discussion about, he didn't win enough in the postseason or his postseason, right? He does have a ring. But these numbers are on 222 and 96 in his career, a 2.54 ERA, over 3,000 strikeouts. He's 11-time All-Star, 3-time Cy Young, 5-time ERA. He's won a Triple Crown and an MVP. He had a remarkable career. Clayton Kershaw, I think tonight he's pitching his last regular season game in Dodger Stadium.
Wait, so he's not even going to be in the postseason?
No, I think his last regular season game will be tonight.
Oh, I was going to say.
So I'm sure they will do something after the postseason, depending on how far they go. But Clayton Kershaw, great career. We wish you luck. Hey, you ever want to do an interview on Sports Unfolded? We're more than welcome to have you. One of the best lefties, too, right? You think about it, left-handed pitches. So,
he's one of the greats, to be honest.
Yeah, he really was. His numbers are remarkable.
In the past, 15 years, I gotta say it's like him, Pedro.
Yeah.
Maddox, Randy
we're
Johnson,
not even 15 years,
Maddox.
right? Yeah, I would put him in that class. So great career. Wish him luck. And we'll see if we get to see him a little more in the postseason. And just the final, my son is serving in the Navy. He is overseas, but it is his birthday today. So I just wanted to wish him a happy birthday. Not sure if he gets to see this or not. He's on a ship, and sometimes, they don't get a lot of the Wi-Fi.
Sailing the 7 seas?
Yes, he sails the 7 seas. So just wanted to wish Eddie a happy birthday. Hope you had a great day. Look forward to seeing him come home and spend time with us at some point.
Him being there is certainly putting me at ease.
Yeah. I can't with you right now. All right. With that, our show is ending. I want to thank everyone that joined us live. I want to thank everybody that's going to watch us afterwards. Like, share, and follow us on all our social media platforms. Share the show. Tell your friends about us. And come join us next Friday night at 6 p.m. for the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded. We look forward to seeing you next week. And all we ever ask for every single show is that we finally get peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next time.